Oh my God. Oh my God. Man, people love pain. People love pain. They love it. They absolutely love it. There's this story of this old man that comes over to the neighbor's house. A war's about to break out. He's trying to recruit, and the the guy's telling the dude on the porch who's sitting in the rocking chair, smoking a stogie, just like me. Guy's high tea as fuck, and he's telling the guy, "War's about to start. We're gonna need men. We're gonna need your son. All this stuff." The guy in the rocking chair leans over. He's on the edge of his seat, listening intently now. He's like, "Okay, tell me more." The guy starts going off. Right when the guy starts going off, the dog on the porch sitting next to the guy in the chair starts going, and the the guy he's so in it. He's trying to get this dude geared up, geared up. Come on, join the war. And the dog is just like, at this point, like, listen to me. And the guy stops and he goes, dude, what is going on with your dog? And the guy in the chair, he goes, oh, don't mind him. He's just sitting on a nail. And the guy goes, why doesn't he get off of it? And the dude in the chair goes, he's not in enough pain. When he's fully laying on that nail, he just moves. When he's partially laying on the nail, he just moans. And so I just saw this lady. The reason I was laughing in the beginning of the video, I just shot another video and I was going in and I was in it. And I was deep in my truth, and the lady walks by, and I had talked to her before. She has a very bad back condition that I know I can help her with. I've worked with this guy in Brazil, absolute wizard. He's taught me some stuff. I've gone to his trainings, and I've been initiated by this guy, and he's had me working with clients, and I know this stuff works. I've worked with a lot of people, and I see this lady one day. My dad's talking to her, nice lady. She's got bad scoliosis, bad. She's hunched over. She wears the smile on her face because she has no other choice, and I like that about her. She's in pain though, and I see it. I'm talking to her, and I go, "Hey, I know this is a little invasive, but do you have scoliosis?" She's like, "Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do. I've had it for this long. Yada yada yada." I'm like, that must be pretty uncomfortable, huh?" She's like, "Yeah, it is." I go, "Have you tried anything?" "Yeah, I've tried this, I've tried that, I've tried everything." I go, "Okay, have you ever tried myofascial release?" She's like, "No, I haven't. What's that?" I give her the spiel, the good old elevator pitch. I go, "I've worked with people and I've seen some pretty incredible results with people with scoliosis with this treatment. Here's my card. If you ever need any assistance or anything, you know who to call." She goes, "Okay, well, how much is it?" I go, "Look, I just moved back into town. Uh, I've realized the importance of community. I'm not putting any prices on my services right now. I do this out of the kindness of my heart, and all I ask in return is a donation for whatever you're willing to pay. And mind you, this work is good. This is good work. We're gonna actually get you results." You go, "Okay, well, I'm kind of in a weird financial situation right now, which is just code for my health isn't as important to me as other things." That's all that's code for. I don't know anyone who doesn't have an iPhone, a $1,000 device in their pocket. So that excuse does not work. It's a prioritization issue. So I go, okay, hon. Whenever you feel called, just give me a ring. So she comes trucking through the park today, walks right past me right when I finish shooting this video, deep in the truth, and go, "Hey, how are you?" She's kind of trying to avoid me. And she's like, "I'm good." I'm like, "How's your back doing?" She's like, "Oh, it's okay." And she just keeps walking, like trying to ignore me. I go, when are we going to work on that? When are we going to get this sorted? She just ignores me. And I I I don't necessarily, I'm not saying to anyone, oh yeah, you got to be aggressive like me, but I have learned, if someone's going to be in my reality and they're not going to make a change, why not just poke them a little bit? Why not call them out on their bullshit? Why not? Why not? I'm a human. She's a human. I'm not doing anything to her other than speaking words. And if the words that I speak, and the courage that I have to speak those words, facilitates any form of change, even if that's her saying, fuck Logan, this guy's an asshole, but he pissed me off enough, I'm going to go get myofascial release done from someone else. She goes and does it, never tells me, but she's walking better. I did my job. Our words have great power, and we have great vision, especially when we train it. That vision gives us an ability to see each other. We can see each other's flaws. Many people are fixated on those. I don't see that woman as being flawed. I see her as having things she hasn't dealt with. But we can fixate on people's flaws, and we can get vision on that. And that's actually good too. We can also fixate on people's strengths. I know a guy, he only sees people's strengths. I've been there, and I've missed people's red flags. So it's important to be balanced as with everything. But for the longest time, especially when I had my I still have this business and I still help people. I've removed myself a little bit from the consciousness of it, because a lot of the people with skin disease have deep victimization, and a lot of them don't really want to change. I had skin disease and I wanted to change, and I was ready, and I made it happen, and I've not had any flare up since, because I addressed the root cause. But I see a lot of people who they'll see someone in pain and they want to help them, but they won't say anything. It's like if I had X-ray vision and nobody knew I had X-ray vision, and I never told someone like, hey, I can see that you have a rock in your shoe, and I know that you have diabetes, and I also know that people with diabetes, especially, do you have neuropathy, by the way? Yeah, I have neuropathy. Okay, people with neuropathy have a higher likelihood to get foot ulcers that end up becoming infectious. And if they don't take the rock out of their shoe, they'll develop the ulcer. And then if you develop the ulcer, you'll have to start going to wound care. I know you got a busy life, and you've got kids and stuff, and you've got a wife. How much of a stress would it be for you to have to go to wound care every single day? They'd be like, yeah, that does not sound fun. It's like, okay, well, how did you know I had a rock in my shoe? Well, I have this gift. Yeah, I have this gift. And she just waved to me. She's like, yeah, I respect the hustle. I have this gift, and I don't need to explain how it works. It doesn't matter. But I saw the rock in your shoe. It's like, how do you know that? Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All I care about is you start checking your shoes. You mind doing that, buddy? Well, I don't really want to do that. Okay, cool. Had the conversation. Conversation is done. Won't be talking about that again. But this is our duty as humans. I got a lot of people that follow my content that are practitioners, light workers, in quote. They want to help humanity, and I've seen a lot of distortion. I fell into so much of these distortion traps with trying to save people. And so what I found is the best way to support people, not save them, not help them. We don't help anyone. We support them in them helping themselves. The best way is you just speak truth. And sometimes that truth is not received well at all. It's fine. But if I feel it in my belly that there's a person in pain and I know I can potentially support them, see, I just caught myself. I almost said help. I could potentially support them in helping themselves. I'm going to go about my day, the rest of the day, if I don't say anything, feeling a lot worse, because the amount of conversations I've had where I've spoken my truth and it opens something up, not only for the person who wants support, but also for myself, life-changing. And the more that we speak truth towards other people, the more that they start to speak truth to themselves. And when they start speaking truth to themselves, they stop bullshitting. So over in all these Facebook groups with all these diagnoses, people, they get a diagnosis and they fall into gnosis, hypnosis. They're hypnotized by the label of their reality. So if I have a guy that walks into my house and he says, hey dude, you have a small penis. I go, no, I don't. I got an AWC, average white cock. He's got zero frame because I know. I have metrics to prove that. And the guy will just leave. He's just like, okay. But if that hypnosis, that diagnosis goes into my psyche and I go, you know what? I do have a little one. It's much smaller than I like it to be. It's smaller than all the other guys, even though I've never even seen it. And I have no reason to. I don't plan on doing that much research. If I start believing that, what's going to start happening? I'm going to start having these rationalizations and philosophies based off of why I'm not good enough and I shouldn't have a girlfriend because I have a little wee-wee, right? It becomes this psychosis. Diagnosis, hypnosis, psychosis. You don't want to be in that. And so I'm not picking on this lady. This lady is just a beautiful reflection of the human experience. If we're in pain and we're not even willing to accept, this is what they teach in AA, if we're not even willing to accept that we have this thing going on that we don't like and we want to change it, if we can't accept that, we can't change anything. And so the ultimate way to start being truthful to yourself is to just start accepting things as they are. When I had eczema, I went and I got lost in the sauce drinking jungle juice at an ayahuasca cult. The best thing that I learned from that experience was I was a victim. And my victimhood attracted everything into my existence. I attracted a culty experience. I attracted a narcissistic dude that I outsourced my power to. I did the same thing with the doctors, all that. And when I accepted I was a victim, I was like, oh, well, I got to start changing. And then I started changing more and more. I started realizing how much this thing up here, the mind, has lost itself in its own volition to stay comfortable. And I started connecting more with my heart. And when you're connected more with your heart, you can tell the mind to shut the fuck up. So I started doing that, and here I am. I'm in a much better position now. And I can see if you watch my video from yesterday, there's this story of the guy who sees the couple running. He goes, I wish I could still do that. It's like, dude, you could. You could if you accepted the fact that you think that you can't right now. If you just accepted the fact that you think you're weak and you get down to the root, not even the root cause. I don't care about the cause. Get down to the root essence of your belief as to why you can't be stronger. You start accepting that, you'll start changing. It's like, oh, well, I believe I'm not strong. Well, do I believe I can change that? No, I don't. Okay, why don't I believe I can change that? Well, this, okay, that's another belief. And you just keep getting down deeper and deeper to all of these beliefs. And then when you can find the real deep root cause of the beliefs that are causing distortions, which is usually, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be on earth, I don't know why I'm here, I don't trust anything, I don't trust God. Where you can get down to that and how you doing? And accept that, game changer. The illusions start falling. And then you're like, oh wow, I haven't really been that healthy. I haven't been working out. I haven't been doing these things. Let me just put my shoes next to my closet in the morning and accept that if I start walking more, I'll be better because of it. It's that simple. And then you start walking every day, and one day you feel like getting a little jogging. Like, I have energy today. I feel like jogging. You start jogging. Before you know it, in a year's time, you signed up for a marathon. It's like, wow, all of that didn't come from disciplining myself and painfully telling myself I have to do this thing. Because if I don't, I'm a piece of shit. It's like, oh no, I want to be healthy. I'm not healthy now. Let me just try and be a little more healthy now. And then boom, momentum, momentum, momentum. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. It spirals. The vortex occurs. It starts swirling around. It swirls around enough to the point where your existence change. You get into a frequency by frequently thinking good thoughts. That frequency of those good thoughts creates a good reality. That's manifestation. You don't need to listen to some guy doing a hypnosis on you to get there. Open your heart. Come to this retreat for $3,000 where I get everybody to look at me and praise me. Open your heart. Some of you will know who I'm talking about. So there it is. Get off the nail. Accept that you're on a nail and it's stupid to be laying on it. I can't tell you the amount of people that come to me. They have to have a friend tell them, I was in so much pain. And then I met this guy who trained with this dude in Brazil, and they have this whole grand story about why their chiropractor or myofascial release person is better, right? Everyone has to have that story. Someone's at a bar, oh, I have this chiropractor, he's the best. It's like, why is he the best? I've gotten good results with him. It's like, okay, are you still going to him? Yeah. Well, how good are those results? So I got to get referrals to get people to start talking about me, right? So when people start telling their friends, oh yeah, I know this guy Logan, he trained with this dude, and yada yada yada, tells them a story that's compelling enough for them to go, okay, I'm ready to see what this guy is about. Boom. They show up with intention to learn. They lay down on my table or in the grass. What happens? Because they have the intention to explore new terrain, they end up realizing they have a lot of pain in their body. A lot of pain. We can't see it usually. Our bodies are really good at hiding it. If we're in a lot of pain, it makes us look weak. If we look weak, we are potentially extradited from the tribe. So we have this homeostasis that's constantly working to try and get us to stand up straight, to look someone in the eyes so that there is full truth when the person sees you. When you meet another man, if you're a man or a woman, and you look in their eyes and they're fully present with you, they might have some messed up things with their body. They might have a cleft lip. It doesn't matter. They're fully present with you. You're like, oh, that person has worked through their pain. But I see a lot of people walking around with their feet flared out, their hip misaligned, their shoulder moved to the right. I've had a lot of work done on me, and I still have some things to fix. I've got um, very small shifts to make, which is great because I'm at peak health right now, and I'm not even at the peak. I'm just getting started. But I see a lot of people walking around with their foot turned a certain way, and I'm like, okay, hip. If I just release that hip, we can move to the next thing, and then it'll probably end up going up their back depending on how they're presenting. But when I got that person on that table, they're like, oh my God, what are you doing to me? It's like, dude, how old are you? I'm 45. Okay. How much release have you done on your body? Oh, well, I got a massage. How many massages have you gotten in your life? Oh, good question. I've done maybe 20 massages. It's like, okay, I got a metric for how well they've been. I wouldn't even say taking care of themselves because massage is a different conversation. It's always the practitioner that matters. I don't care what modality it is. There's bad practitioners in all modalities. There's also very good ones at the top of their game. The guy got 20 massages his whole life. Okay, what have you done to release your hip? I don't even know what that means. Okay. So you've been walking around for 45 years. When did the hip pain start? It started when I was 12. Okay, so you've been walking around since you were 12 with hip pain. This is going to be a big release for you. There's going to be a lot of emotions that come out of this because since 12 years old to 45, you haven't done anything to release it. That's how we carry pain. And I knew this guy, he was absolutely brilliant, absolutely brilliant. 2 doctorates, 3 masters. He knew 7 languages, traveled the world, was in the military, black belt in jiu-jitsu, autistic, but very high functioning. This guy would never let anyone work on him. And he'd be telling me in the gym, he also had a gene mutation that gave him extra testosterone, but it also made him highly susceptible to cancer. So he's like 25 and he's got cancer and he had to go through that. Even during the cancer, he didn't even rest. He was still in the gym. He's telling me, yeah, dude, my upper cervical is completely messed up and I've herniated all these discs. And I go, okay, well, I do this type of practice. Do you want me to take a look? And he's like, no, I don't let people touch me. I go, okay. And part of that's probably the autism because I worked with a lot of autistic kids and touch can be very overstimulating in certain aspects. But this was also coming from a place of ego. He's like, I don't believe that uh, we need any of that. We're men. We're meant to just grit through the pain, let those teeth just grind. And he's a big dude. He's a strong leader. People looked up to him, but people also feared him because he could not be vulnerable. Could not be vulnerable. And if you ever got into vulnerability with him, he'd call you weak because he couldn't go there himself. And so he's walking around with massive pain, and he won't let anyone help him. And so in order for us to extend not only our lifespan and our ultimately most people say they want to be happy. Well, if you want to be happy, feel better in your body, right? Be grounded in your body. Be okay being here now in the present moment. You do that by releasing the things that are causing tension. And I, for the longest time, I had plantar fasciitis. Then I had my boy Edu work on me, and we in 15 hours we released 30 years of trauma stored in the muscles and in the emotional body. And I didn't know how much pain I was in. I had no idea because I just kept going. And there are people that come to me, they're like, I'm in a lot of pain. I'm like, okay, cool. And that's easier because they're at least aware of it. But most people, they don't start getting help until they're in so much pain that it's like, I can't even go to work today. And then the pain of their financial situation is what gets them to come into the office. And so what I'm trying to instill upon you guys is, don't wait until it's that painful. Just get it done now. The amount of time I spent twiddling my thumbs reading books to find the answer of the special algorithm that was going to finally help me get my following count up high enough. This special algorithm that was going to allow me to talk to girls consistently and perfectly every time, to where I could bed them whenever I wanted. It's like, it's scheming. It's the guy who's creating spreadsheets at 5 a.m. on vacation so that he can dial in his habits, son. It's that energy, and it's not effective. The effective thing is, let's go straight to the root. The root is, we all have pain. We're all human. Why not just allow someone who is good at what they do to help you through your pain? And if you're a man and you're going through anything right now, more importantly, if you're a high value man, you could be a high value man and not believe you are. You could have a lot of preconceived notions about how not good you are, which I had a lot of those, especially before doing a big parasite cleanse. After I got the parasites out, ooh, I'm on fire, baby. Those worms ain't controlling my thoughts no more. But if you're a man and you want to step more into it, you want to address the pain, get rid of it so you can serve. Ultimately, all men here are here to serve. And a lot of men who are living miserable lives and have drank in from the stream of, I'm not good enough and I'll never be able to run again, I'm giving up. All those men are not ever going to be able to receive the gift of what it means to truly serve other men. So if you want to serve other men in communities, I encourage you, if you're still here, to check out the link below. I got the Ubuntu Fellowship. It's a men's group. There's nothing like it on the market. One, because 50% of the proceeds go directly back to community-based philanthropy. There is nothing in the business model where we're doing it for tax purposes. I give 10% to the Amazon. It's like, okay, can you tell me why? Well, it's a really good cause. And you just wait. Is there any other reason you're doing it? Yeah, I save 10% a year on taxes. It's like, oh, cool, dude. So the did you start doing your philanthropy because your tax guy told you could do it as a write-off, or did you start and then go into the taxes? And most of them are like, oh, my tax guy. So that's one thing about the Ubuntu Fellowship. I saw this a lot in the space, and I'm like, we got to change that. So 50% of the proceeds go back to community involvement that we actually get to see and choose firsthand. And the other part of it is being around guys who want to sharpen their spear, their sword, their edge, in a way where it's not this leader who is controlling everything, and all the ceremonies are run by him and all this stuff. This is a group where everyone that's in it, I have put this together, right? I don't care about being the leader of the group. I put this together so that I could be in community with other men who inspire me to be a better man, and I inspire them to be a better man. It's a collective. And it's a fellowship. The reason I chose Ubuntu is it's because that word comes from Zulu in Africa, and it means I am because we are. So when we are better, I am better. And fellowship is the opposite of brotherhood, right? Like, everyone's talking about brotherhood. I'm in this brotherhood. I'm in this alliance with fellow men, and we're conquering our demons. It's like, okay, well, are you going to be in that brotherhood with them forever? No, probably not. When I figure out this money issue that I signed up for, which is the original reason I got linked with this guy because he was talking about money and how I'm a brokey if I don't have my money together and how I'll never get women. Once I get that figured out, I'm out. It's like, okay, it's not really a brotherhood. A fellowship, on the other hand, is the divine mission to be a better man. So Gandalf, Frodo, I was going to say Bilbo Baggins, but he wasn't in the squad. He was a facilitator for the squad. He was a bridge. Who is it? I said Gandalf, Frodo, Legolas, the dwarf dude. None of those guys would have probably ever met if it wasn't for the fellowship. They all meet up and they all have this thing that they got to do, which is to essentially, they're not there to save humanity. They're there to stop humanity being ruined, to usher in a new era. And all of them, regardless of their flaws, their differences, the shape of their ears, come together to fight against the oppressive forces. They have a mission, they have a fellowship, a divine calling in all of their souls to go together. And no matter how dark it gets, no matter how much that ring tries to corrupt every individual, they all help each other out. They support each other. And they're not doing it so that they can get more business. Oh yeah, we're on this trail today, and I decided to put up a little stand, and everyone in the army that's going to fight against the dark guys is going to have to pay. And I'm going to get super rich off of it. And regardless of how this war turns out, I'm going to be rich. That's schemer energy. We don't do that in Ubuntu. No way. I'm going to gatekeep this so I can get it all. None of that. None of that energy. So if you want in, you got to apply. You got to talk to me. We got to make sure it's a good fit. Nothing like it on the market. And I'm excited to continue in fellowship with the fellow brothers. So if you're interested, apply. And my socials are below if you want to reach out. Later.